Hello boys and girls, welcome to Dwarf Fortress, Gladehames. We have done many things wrong in the last siege and we must make sure that it does not happen again. So first of all, seal off our fortress. Build siltstone floors here. And the project for today is to cover... Oh, there's another refuse stockpile here. I forgot about this refuse stockpile. To cover our refuse stockpile. This is probably good. I have even a better idea. We will build a stockpile tower now here. Hello, Marius. How about we build a stockpile tower? I mean, yeah. Refuse stockpile. I am now thinking about my original idea was to build a roof over here, but since I know I want to place ballistas here, I now prefer the idea of building I'm building a stockpile tower here. Chop down these trees. Actually, it is not entirely necessary to chop down all of these. I can do with these 2 trees chopped. These 3 these 3 trees. Then build proper tombs is another thing on my list, and we can have the pasture for the echidna. Yes, we already have it. Proper tombs. So at which level should be proper tombs? What do you think? I think this is a nice level, 53. We could have them higher too. Yeah, we can have the tombs here. 95. At least it won't be so long, so deep underground, so the burial will be quite quick. Okay, this will be the corridor or hallway, and then we will have tombs like this. Oh no. Yeah, this is not nice. It looks like Tetris. Yes, it does. Dwarves holding the dead will be buried as well. They will never find their way out of that maze. That's no maze. These are finely designed burial tombs. Okay, I think this should be enough for now. My dead guys always end up on some random dump. No issue there. Put up walls and doors for the miasma and it's okay. And then you make a stone slab, engrave a stone slab in memory of the dwarf. And pancakes, that's awesome. I've never thought to do asymmetrical open catacombs like that. I like the idea. I may have to borrow it for my next fortress. Oh, I like it, Starkey. I'm happy that somebody finally appreciates this unusual design. So it's 3x3 rooms connected with some doors and two main, one main corridor here. Lots of 2x3 rooms. All right. So, good evening, Paul. Welcome to the stream. So, build covered refuse pit started. I have it planned in my mind. Build proper tombs is designated. New noble rooms. Yeah, I will have to think about that first. Although we have designated the new noble rooms already, didn't we? Yesterday we did in marble. They are set in marble. Ah, look at this. I thought they'd be all in marble, but look at this. It ended up in phyllite. Well, how unfortunate. And all right, let's put some first class door here. Doors. Nice. 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 Siltstone. Siltstone. Schist. Schist. Right, and two more. We will smooth this. Hello, Urban Mango. Welcome. So, noble rooms. Okay, not taken care of, but actually, why not taken care of completely? I can already place the furniture. I've saved up some tables. I have a coffin. Build burial receptacle. Diorite coffin. Build another burial receptacle, another diorite coffin. I suppose the ruler will live here in these rooms with his spouse. So 2 coffins. We will put I have to take this guy's Skype call. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. How do I pause the stream? So here we are back. Paul says, man, I'm excited. Finally installed a second monitor on a cool mount. Now I can play Dwarf Fortress by watching the stream. Aha! That's nice. And which one? I have to see. I have to see this monitor too. What sort of one is that? Dell. Oh, with a very thin bezel. Very thin. What's the native resolution? It's got DisplayPort, mini DisplayPort. Oh, Full HD, 60 Hertz. Nice. Nice pick. In order to save the desk space, I bought Ergotron desk mount. What is that? Ah, so you have them above each other. That's good. I like monitors above each other better than next to each other. 8 milliseconds. Yeah, so it's not a gaming monitor, of course not, but it's good enough for Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, 8 milliseconds is actually, as gaming monitor you want 1 or 2 milliseconds at most, and preferably 144 Hertz. But I mean, it's necessary for FPS gamers, not Dwarf Fortress gamers, right? Those gaming monitors have other disadvantages, especially in the color space. Their color reproduction is horrible usually. They are not good for graphical works where you need to be certain of the colors you see. And for yes, exactly as you say, for your sort of gaming, you don't do competitive gaming and anything. It's completely okay. That's why I said it's a nice pick. It's just good. All right, so let's build those tables here. We will need a royal bedroom somewhere. I think I'll pick this place. We have 2 superb beds. We will build an armor stand. And the weapon rack. Cabinet. And coffer. and a table. Some chairs. And an office. And is DF hack compatible with new Dwarf Fortress? Marius, I have seen on their forums they have some sort of an alpha version of DF hack released, which is sort of compatible with the new version, but it's the reason why I'm still playing the old Fortress, because the old version, because an alpha version of DF hack is not good enough. Not good enough for me, because DF hack manipulates memory of Dwarf Fortress directly, and if anything goes wrong and Dwarf Fortress crashes, I don't want to be the victim. But you can try it if you're up to it. I mean, it's it should work. They say it's sort of work. So Mario says, I like them utilities. Yes, certainly. And the search features of DF hack are really a good help, great help. And all sorts of scripts when you must clean up the map in a 10-year-old fortress where you have 80,000 of forbidden arrows and tattered clothes, and you just need to clean up the memory, and you type DF hack and it's all gone. It's just really needs that. And what is dig V? Oh, dig vein, right? Okay. Urban, my current PC specs. Ooh. Can share you my CPU Z. Is that what you need? I think I can. How do you do this? i7 4790 with, I don't even know how much. I think I have 16 gigabytes. I have, no, 32. Yes, 32 gigabytes. Main board is this, and NVIDIA 980 overclocked by EVGA. I don't know what SPD is. Some clocking, I suppose. Okay, so that's it. What will be this room? I think this room should be something like a stockpile of drinks and drinks and that sort. Drinks and food. Let's see. Starkey says, yep, made mining minerals so much easier and less time consuming, not to mention less. But Starkey, is it intelligent enough that it does not dig into a cavern if the vein ends up in the cavern border? You know what cases I'm talking about? I never dared to try it because I was thinking, what if I let dig a cluster or a vein which ends like this? Suppose this would be tetrahedrite. Will it flood my fortress? Or will it open my fortress to enemies in the cavern? And yes, this is not even... this would be pretty obvious, but what if you have a less discovered level where the borders of the cavern are not completely revealed, but as you dig through the vein, well, then you suddenly don't realize. You never realize that even if you dig it one by one. No, I'm so yeah, but no, just so my concern would be, what happens if the vein ends in a cavern? Will you open yourself to the cavern? So that will be... Yeah, Marius, you're right. You never know whether there is a cavern or not if it's not revealed. But if it's revealed and you see that a vein is pointing towards a cavern, will he dig it? I don't have the sort of example here because I have no deep metals. But you get my idea, right? Suppose this would be the end of a vein. On this level the cavern is clearly revealed, and I dig around here and I find, okay, here is a tetrahedrite, the start of a tetrahedrite vein. And I don't immediately make the connection, then the tetrahedrite vein ends here. But suppose I let it dig here, and as he progresses, it turns out this vein really ends here. Will he dig these 3 tiles? That's what I would not like. you see what's designated to be dug out. If you know there's a cavern undesignated, if you don't know if it's there. So it's sort of, so it designates the vein on undiscovered map tiles. Can't quite imagine how you use it. Because most of the time, all the way is not discovered, right? Except for a couple of tiles on the edge. Like, if I use dig V and designate these two and say follow the vein, will it cheat and look up where the vein goes and show me, okay, the vein goes like this, and I see, okay, there is no revealed cavern. Okay, Paul says even if it's undiscovered tiles, it gets designated. It's the magic of DF hack. I see. So it's and you can use it right here, right, in my fortress. So I can say, I can type dig V, and how do you actually use dig V? Oh, that's an extra library you have to download and add to DF hack, right? Or a plugin or some sort of hacking library for, oh yeah, no, wait. Center the cursor over the vein and type dig V. Into DF hack. Okay, so designate my center. I'm playing 4024 and I say dig V. Ah, okay, excellent. Yes, that's nice, that's really nice. Well, I like that. Thank you for teaching me. And it works with clusters of jewels as well, right? Or gemstones. Oh, look at this. And I see now it ends here, so I undesignate it. I see. Absolutely excellent. Yes. That's how I want it. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Huzzah, I can't believe we taught Nugget something for a change. Yes, thank you very much, guys. And it gets designated with the priority 7, as I Is it the same priority? Why is the priority thing not blinking here in the designation? Because it wasn't. Was it designated with the priority I had set? Is it priority 7? I hope so. Who uses priority for digging? It may surprise you, but I use it most often, or not most often, but almost everywhere. I have purposefully designated the tombs be dug out after some other things I've designated before, and I want it to be dug in this order. And especially if you're digging stuff where things can collapse, it's absolutely essential that you select the right digging order. Although it's not even when you have collapsing, when you're trying to prevent collapse, because if the last tile of one priority is being dug by a very slow miner, then the next designation is the next lower priority, and if that gets dug by a faster miner and they start to dig at the same time, the faster miner might be actually sooner done than the slower dwarf with the higher priority, and the thing may still collapse. So yeah, but still it's good to have digging priorities, especially if you're digging rooms and you want a big stockpile room, but I need this part of the room to be dug first, and not like randomly scattered 30% of the room and start using it for stockpiles before the whole room is dug. Maybe you can even specify the priority with which it shall be dug. If I say dig V5, it will be designated with priority 5. But it's a very strange designation because the priority number doesn't blink there. And every other designation blinks at least a priority number. Oh, look at this. We have an artifact armor stand. Wow. I'll save it. You get a description of digv in dfhack, I think. If I see digv help and so on, and this, I don't know. I don't want to try it right now. They are digging. I think it's fairly high priority. They are already starting digging here now. It may be the utmost priority. It's unfortunate. But okay. AutoKey macros, do you use them? No. I used them for Star Citizen a while ago, but it's too much of an effort to use them. I'm generally a great friend of keyboard shortcuts, and every software which supports keyboard shortcuts, I'm trying to learn them. And I know so many that there are hardly any keyboard shortcuts which are universally available, which I would then try to use for some auto hotkey global commands, or, well, I know in some games I could probably use more specific keyboard commands, but yeah, no, I don't use them. Why did they stop here? Why did the designation not follow? Oh, okay. Does it have anything to do with this? With this one here? I don't know. Dig V is single level only, must be some kind of bug. I think Dig V was implemented into DFX way before we had the digging priorities, and then the Dig V maintainer just forgot about it and didn't update Dig V accordingly. Looks like we're slowly filling up our arrows stockpile. Oh no. Iron bolts. Make steel bars. Ah, yeah, we are having some steel bars now. How many steel bars do we have? Oh, quite some. $49. I think 40 steel bars is one armor, if I'm not mistaken, with helm, shield, greaves, greaves, boots, breastplate, gloves, like 40, and 1 bar for a weapon and a shield. It's like 40 steel bars, I think. But I might be mistaken. Yeah, so what should we start with? Steel breastplate, I think. Armor smith. I have a legendary armorer now, which is excellent. Legendary +3. With the legendary +3 armor, I think I can forge steel armor. Yes, indeed I can. So let's have 10 breastplates, armor, steel, breastplates. It feels so good. Feels so good to do this. Ah, steel breastplates. Yes. Masterpiece silver bolts. Imush Nishalud, my legendary armorer, is already on its way to his legendary workshop. This is a big moment, guys. We are forging steel armor. Why aren't they collecting any raw gems? Do I have full gem stockpile, or what's happening here? I wonder whether I shouldn't encrust some furniture with with gems, you know. Like what if I put a gem setter here? Encrust furniture, or should I rather encrust yeah, why not? I mean, I should encrust them. Good evening, Exosolaris. Well, Starkey says, I just finished taking a look at the source. It seems like the dig function that DFhack uses doesn't have any option to set priority rating. I couldn't find what the default setting is though. Yeah, it looks like it's 0 or something, something super high priority, because they started to dig the veins before anything else. So I'm not sure if the priority would be default for Dwarf Fortress in general or default for the settings currently. Don't worry about it. Oh, it's water. That's why. Look at, that's why they... How come it's water? Do we have another layer of cavern, perhaps? Previously under... Oh, I know! It's an aquifer. We are on an aquifer embark. Half of the map is actually aquifer. I remember now. It is this half of the map is aquifer, and I just never dared to dig there. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Sure. Sandy clay, that's aquifer. There was a damp stone warning earlier. Ah, okay, that explains it. I'm so happy that I did not designate it right away here. So better... I better leave it like this, because I may be tempted to once I delete this designation, I might be tempted to designate these two separately without actually giving it time and looking onto the blinking water. So yes, this is... Oh, this is most dangerous now. Aquifer. Yeah, so we must explore, we should explore the limits of what we can dig. Paul says, I have a confession. I turn off aquifers and the lazy new. Oh, Paul, that's disgusting, I would say, but not quite disgusting, but that's you surprise me. Why, Paul? Mario says, Paul, we all do that. No, we don't. If you don't want aquifer, then embark someplace where there is no aquifer, right? Well, at least that's how I do it. Or I actually quite like embarks half aquifer, half not aquifer, because you can go around the aquifer very easily by just digging on the half where there is no aquifer. And if you want to use an aquifer, you can always use it. Or if you really want a challenge, then go with aquifer and drill through it. I like the challenge because aquifer embarks are really very interesting. You get all sorts of minerals and metal ores which you don't get on a non-aquifer embark, but the price which you pay for it is the effort to deal with the aquifer, and I like that. I like the risk and reward balance of aquifers, so I keep them on. But of course, if you disable them for yourself, it's your decision if you like to play like that. Right, Starkey, yes. Aquifers are an infinite source of water. Perpetual motion machines incoming. Exactly. They are very, very useful. And they can be weaponized, I think. Can't they? Well, I tried to drown goblins and it turned out they can swim. But if you manage to fill a room with water to the very top, then of course they will drown, I think. But I've never done that. I never really weaponized the aquifer. Paul says, let's just say I got traumatized in my younger years. There's no excuse. Okay, bad experience with an aquifer. Well, I had no troubles avoiding aquifers. I also had some bad experiences, but I say, okay, we'll save up aquifer for later. And there is... giant olm and echidna. I believe we can. Oh yes, another to-do topic was restock military. We have lost 3 dwarves at least in the last siege, and we need to fill up those positions. So this squad is full, this squad is full. There is a Marks dwarf. We are looking for a Marks dwarf. How about this Urdim thing? He's my leather worker. Oh no, I don't want him. But this guy will do quite well. Urdim Reg Kobel. But he's already a mace dwarf. Tough, tough, tough. Here I have two Marks dwarves which are not in a squad, probably hunters. That's right. And this guy, also a hunter and a good woodcutter. That doesn't harm. Zassit and Zephon. Okay, and we have two positions in melee 2. What is my melee 2? Melee 2 is mostly two axe dwarves and hammer dwarves. I see. Two mace dwarves, one sword dwarf. Alright, so I think we could use two more hammer dwarves. Just need to see who is useless. Lie Maker is pretty useless. Bembul. Duki Muthar. And here we have a position for why not dyer? We are not dyeing clothes yet. Are we? Das.aduzol. And the swords need somebody. We will pick, this guy is just perfect. Fisher dwarf. Both are perfect. Fath and Ficod. Okay. Right, Paul says the only thing I've ever done is make a hand-driven waterfall that cleaned my dwarves whenever they walked into the dining hall. Oh, lovely. Starkey says I've never tried to do hydraulics. Is the water physics robust enough for it to do? Oh yes. If you read about the water model, I think Dwarf Fortress is the game with the most complicated water model, and it's so complicated. What you can't do is wait. What did they say? There's something you can't do. I don't know. But I read a whole article about, I think it was by or an interview with Zach Adams, the maker of Dwarf Fortress, where he explained the water model. And there were some limits to it, but damn, it's so sophisticated. Oh yes, here. I think it was this what I read. I'll link it in the stream. Yeah, it's for an older version, obviously, but you can read it. I remember that picture with the water source up there, and then the water level gradually, like the hill of water which it creates, rather than a straight waterfall. That picture I remember, but now I don't really remember whether Dwarf Fortress is doing exactly this or whether it's doing something more sophisticated. And magma has quite different physics from water. You should be aware of that if you try any fancy things with magma. Mario says the ability to drain booze barrels would be nice. Make swimming pool full of beer, yes, or blood, right? I wish blood would be more workable. How happy dwarves would be swimming in alcohol, yeah. Paul says it didn't end well when I made a bigger, better dining hall and tried to redirect the waterfall. I've never read about pressured water and launching it. Yes, like a water gun. Yes, pressured water and pressurized magma. There have been very serious experiments and efforts to pressurize magma. I remember one guy building a fortress where about, I think it was 200 magma pumps pumping and pressurizing magma to have something like magma fountains or magma guns. But all he could achieve with that sort of pressure was like, I think it was 2 or 3 tiles high fountain of magma. So it's nothing spectacular. It's much less spectacular than you think it would be. But on the other hand, it's also quite probable, right? Imagine pressurizing magma, and magma is such a viscous fluid. You can't really do. You can't really pressurize it with dwarf craft or dwarf effort to those levels as it is pressurized in the Earth's crust, and the forces during a volcano eruption. Just there's orders of magnitude more than what any dwarves can achieve. So I think it's really nice that the magma can't be misused in a non-realistic manner. Ha! Yes, we can start building. Oh, look at the winter. We have snow coverage here. Nice, nice, nice. Paul says, "Holy crap, that is amazing." Yeah, it's a great article. I'm glad you're reading it. But I tell you, the water in Dwarf Fortress is very, very sophisticated. No, at least at that time it was written, no other game had anything better, and as far as I know, there is nothing better than Dwarf Fortress with regards to water physics, at least. And Bender says, shooting magma all over the place would be fun. The map would become fire. Time to build an underground fortress. Why underground fortress? Make a volcano embark. Then you have magma from the beginning. I love volcano embarks. I should make one. Probably in the new game I could start off with a volcano embark. Could be quite some fun. You have metal industry very early on. Question is whether you're really prepared to do that, right? Metal industry very early on, but why not? I have once I had a magma embark, and similar to my bridge here, I had a magma duct, like an aqueduct, but for magma, and like an elevated channel filled with magma. It was about this wide, and then I had 1 by 1 retracting bridges here and there, right? So lots of them, and the entrance to my fortress was exactly under this magma duct. And when the enemies were approaching the entrance door, I just retracted the bridges on the bottom of the magma duct, and magma was supposed to drop and ripple, fall down onto the invaders. But surprisingly, the fortress died much earlier than I was ever able to use this idea. But if I had another magma embark, I would certainly try it again, and possibly do it even in a greater extent, that I wouldn't just have 1 by 1 holes, but I would have something like this, which is then full of magma, and big bridges like 3 by 10 suddenly retract, and magma simply falls down on the invaders. Yeah, but you have to somehow deal with the fact that, because it takes a long time for the magma to cool down and solidify. Actually, you would need another device which would, after the siege has burned down, which would pour water over the magma on the ground and solidify it to obsidian, and then you would need miners to dig it, to get rid of it. It's a lot of effort, but could be used to some extent. Is there any reason to build water mills, windmills, other than pumps and mills? I would like this to be expanded to more workshops. Well, water mill, I use windmills, but I fear very much about sieges, and with them the building destroyers. So it's very, very difficult to build a windmill which is protected against sieges. And what I started to use instead windmills is just the dwarven water reactor. It's like an infinite amount of dwarven water wheel, and there is like a dwarven water reactor. Yes, you should read this. So where I have need of power, mechanical power, I usually build this dwarven water wheel and water reactor. It provides loads of power, but the drawback is that it is really demanding on FPS. Like it really drains your CPU or the FPS of the fortress. So if you build a lot of them, your fortress will much sooner die of FPS death. $20 delay on the stream, but I think, Marius, that's quite normal. I think I have also something like 20 seconds delay on the stream. It's actually quite a low delay compared with Twitch. I think on Twitch I had even more. Sometimes somewhere around 30 seconds. Oh, look at this steel breastplate. It's soon to be started. So build proper tombs, steel production, covered refuse pit. Yes, we should care about that. Covered refuse pit. Restock military is done. I don't think I have quite the dwarves for another squad. Paul de Graaf, any chance I can post link to my of course. You can become a moderator and post links now, Paul. And build proper tombs. Seal of fortress. I don't think it has been done yet because of the massive amount of garbage which is lying at the point of. Yeah, okay, yeah. We can probably build it now. And what you says? Oh, I don't know this article. 10 hours with the most inscrutable game of all time. I haven't read that. I have read many Dwarf Fortress articles, but I don't remember reading this one. Oh, have you, Paul? Have you bought the book of Dwarf Fortress? I bought it and I liked it very much. I never read it completely, but I read like 30-40% of it, and I liked it very much. It's outdated by now, really outdated. Well, not really outdated. Certainly less outdated than the most LPs and tutorials on YouTube out there, but it's not quite up to date. But it was a very well written tutorial and introduction to Dwarf Fortress. I really liked it. But this article, how complex? In the game's discussion forum, one player asserts that after 120 failed games, he can finally get into the swing of things. Yeah, I think that about nails it. I don't remember how many embarks I've had, but I think it's somewhere around 80, and I feel like I'm starting to understand Dwarf Fortress. like I'm getting the hang out of it, except for some new features like tracks, which I didn't quite get into. But I had some fortresses with minecarts and stuff, but not automated. You know, so many things you can do. There's really so many things in the vanilla Dwarf Fortress that I wonder why people long for some mods like Masterwork Dwarf Fortress, where you can do like 5 times more things than in the vanilla version, with all those extra magic workshops and extra materials and playable races and extra reactions, like production industry reactions. Man, that's so much more complex. I wonder who can ever get bored of and underwhelmed by the vanilla Dwarf Fortress that he needs some mods like Masterwork. Other than that, I think Masterwork mod makes the gameplay so quite unbalanced in a lot of ways. So I'm not really a fan of Masterwork mod, but yeah, that's my general opinion on that. Or of course, if you want a funny let's play on YouTube and lots of action and lots of surprises and lots of fun in Dwarf Fortress sense, then I suppose Masterwork Dwarf Fortress is your friend. But if you want to seriously keep things under control as much as you can, then I feel quite happy with. Well, that's a great link, Paul. I will certainly read it. Thanks for linking. Dwimmer Builder, hello. Apparently, if you got it digitally, the author releases free updates. I think I bought it in both versions. I bought it as a book and as digital version. I've only read the book though, not the digital one. Or I don't quite remember what. Maybe I bought only the book. But yes, if the author keeps it updated, the introduction to Dwarf Fortress, I think it was called, then hats off to him, because I think that's the best Dwarf Fortress introduction players can get, at least at that time when the book was published. So yes, what do we wanted to do? The covered refuse pit. What did you think of the Rodina in the end? It was quite fun, but I was so tired I just couldn't play it for another minute. It's a great time sink though, but I've got nothing against time sinks. I have spent 3 weeks in Minecraft mining diamonds until I had 3 stacks of diamond blocks in Minecraft, and I never built anything of it. I just mined. So I've got nothing against time sinks like Minecraft or Rodina. And it was fun, but I feel like I could not really do much. I visited a couple of asteroids, landed on them so that the enemy craft somehow dies. I think that might even be a bug. I never managed to shoot down an enemy drone there on an asteroid. But when I went to the far side of the asteroid, when the enemy did not see me land, and I landed, and then walked to the other side where the enemy was, I found the enemy dead. I think it could be a bug. Because somehow the author maybe thought, well, you won't be able to land on the asteroid before you shoot down the enemy. So once the ship is landed, we can have we can spawn the dead ship there somewhere on the asteroid and remove the enemy anyway. I don't know whether it was a bug or not, but it felt weird, you know, like there is an enemy lurking around the asteroid. You land on the far side of it, hope that he doesn't see it, and you go visit him and he's dead. Why? Anyway, so I gathered a couple of things, and there was lots of long stories and background stories about the game, and some sci-fi fiction stories about the game, which I didn't read in the end because I thought, how exactly does this help me? And I didn't find out too many things to do. Maybe had I visited more asteroids and found some equipment for my ship, I would have gotten another ideas what to do. So yes, it's worth further play then, yes, but only when I'm bored with Dwarf Fortress, iRacing, and Star Citizen, and Elite, and yeah, Pillars and Skyrim. Then I think I could play Rodina again. But yes, it's a good game, and it may grow on me even more if the more I play it, of course. Yes, but the first impression was better than expected. Yes, slightly better. I mean, I expected like enthusiasm level of 50% and say I had like 65% enthusiastic. Okay, so the stockpile for refuse. Like, what's the biggest bridge you can build? Because I want an atom smasher in this refuse stockpile, you know? Oh, that's a very big bridge. I don't think we need a refuse stockpile that big. I think this one will do quite nicely, will it not? Even less than that, I think. No, but yeah. Something like this. So I want pretty much walls all around it. I'm thinking, do I want a garbage dump as well as a refuse stockpile? Because then I could do it like this. Ha! The problem with bridges and refuse stockpiles is that a refuse stockpile is a building, or any stockpile is a building, and where there is a stockpile defined, there can't be a bridge. Most inconvenient, right? So I could have a garbage dump, but not a refuse dump. I really need a proper refuse stockpile. In that case, we must make it bigger. I'm not so sure about this, to be honest, but I'll build it anyway. Now that I think of it, I could have here a butcher shop and tanner and a craft store for things, but in the end, no. I would like to keep them separated. The usable refuse from the unusable refuse. So I think I'll just have corpses and body parts and none of these, because these are quite usable. Excuse me, I have there's somebody at the door. I have to answer the door. I'll be right back. So here we are back. The refuse stockpile, yes, will be like this. I hope it will work. Let's check up on our tombs. What was it? Level 95 maybe? It was level 90 something, I remember. Maybe I remember wrongly. Is it possible that the tombs became undesignated the moment I used digv? My feeling is that we designated it somewhere here. But why should digv undesignate my... No, I don't believe this has happened. Ah, they are here. They are built. They fit so nicely into this cavern that I hardly noticed them. Look at this. Excellent. But I see I forgot to designate these guys. Put some low quality doors here. It is tombs for the common people after all. How many dwarves are you living in your fortress? I think it's somewhere around 140, could be 50. So 164 currently. 164 dwarves. Yeah, we had... Oh, wait, 164? That's quite close to our capacity. We have... Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have capacity for 190 dwarves. Plus 4 rooms at the magma level and 1 noble. Some offices, yeah, so slightly over 190. I don't think there is immediate need for more rooms right now. We can still have this. So, and now that we have counted it, I still need to get back to those tombs. And I shall hotkey this like F6, name tombs. Actually, before I build those doors, I want to smooth it. Because when you build the door, then you can't smooth the tile where the door is built. And I want it to be completely smooth. Okay. So steel production. Forge steel breastplate. Yep. Oh, I did cancel it? I certainly did not want to cancel that. I wanted to zoom. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, but he's continuing his way. Oh, look at that. First steel breastplate forged in Gladehames. Although we have not the materials, it's goblinite steel. Oh, and he has, wow, finely crafted. I want to see the description of this. Superior quality steel breastplate. It's a legendary armor, you know. But steel breastplates are not his specialty, are they? Fine quality. Oh, this is the one. Masterful steel breastplate. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Paul says, damn, I just tried working with the new version. Dwarf Therapy seems to be bugging out for me. Yeah, you see, that's why I'm patient with trying out the new version. But good to know. Yeah. It takes quite some time. You have to be patient. We can unsuspend this. Yeah, there are smoothing here. Too injured. Why is engraver injured? Zon log him again. What has happened to him? Go to archery practice. Ability to grasp lost, motor nerve damage, sensory nerve damage. Yeah, okay, so Zon Logem again probably is invalid for military duty. You wonder... He was shaken after suffering a major injury. He was annoyed at the lack of chairs. Look at this. Incredibly muscular, hair dry, very long sideburns are braided, very long mustache is neatly combed, very long beard, hair flax, skin amber. Lower body bears a tiny curving scar. Upper arm bears a short straight scar. Right hand bears a massive straight scar. And left hand bears a short straight scar. Okay. Let's follow him. If he still can shoot, then I shall leave him. But if not, I'll make him, I don't know, a full-time engraver or something, a gem setter or anything. Was thinking of having a... here is the aquifer. Dampstone located. Quite right. So this is where we have aquifer. I think I might use actually some quite nice doors to the refuse stockpiles, because haulers who will haul ugly stuff to the refuse stockpile at least will get the chance to take a look at finely crafted doors. The masterful crafted doors. Why not masterwork doors? We'll have more of it. And I will have downstairs here. Can anyone explain the child cap in the lazy noob pack? The default ratio 10-20 seems weird to me. Yes, it is completely weird. I think. Well, I tried to understand it, and then I realized that I actually want absolutely zero child cap, absolutely no child, because there always will be enough children born in your fortress. You can't avoid that unless you really. I think that there are means now to avoid children being born in your fortress of some sorts. Or no, maybe it's like maybe it's the child cap which avoids children being born in your fortress. But even if you have zero children allowed being born in your fortress, you will still get enough children with the migrants. You can't avoid migrants bringing children with them, and they will bring children. So I use zero as children, and live with the children which have migrants, because there was a bug. When your children reach the age of 12, they become fully working dwarves and peasants or whatever they have been trained in. But there was a bug that the children, although they age, they don't grow. They don't reach full dwarven size. They remain the size of a child. Which made it particularly difficult in using them in military. They were not as strong. They had troubles wearing the big armor because their size was so small, and all sorts of weird stuff. So I said, okay, well, I'm not sure whether that bug is still present in the game, but it was a nasty bug and a long-term bug, and I avoided it by just having no children at all. But maybe it's fixed here. I can't really tell. So trained badger sow gave birth to another badger sow. Oh, lovely. Yeah, they were dwarfs, exactly, Marius. I heard you like dwarfs, so I made dwarfs. Masterpiece steel breastplate. Oh, I love this. I love this. So I will assign steel breastplates to my most valuable dwarves. Hammer dwarf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. 10, yeah. They shall have steel breastplates. Steel breastplates, and how much steel do we have now? 27. And iron bars and pig iron bars only 9. Okay, so we can make pig iron bars on repeat. What happened to my silver bolts? Okay, my weaponsmith is probably on a break. Oh, we have coyotes. That shall be nice practice for my sword dwarfs. Yes, indeed, sword dwarfs. I think they need practice. So, squad, swords, kill, list. Show what you can do. Swords, dwarves. Wild boar has reverted to wild state. I must train it. Semi-wild. Train it. Train it. This one. Which one has reverted? Oh, my swords dwarf are here. Oh, here's a coyote. What happened to him? Coyote strikes, but the shot is blocked. I must withdraw. Coyote misses. Tearing the skin and bruising the fat. Yeah, some injuries. Coyote bites. Bruising the muscle. Yeah. Get used to it. There will be worse injuries than a coyote bite. He must be battle-hardened by the time the next winter comes. I need your swords. There are still more coyotes here. The scars will only make them tougher. Exactly, Dreamer. There were even dwarf science projects and fortresses where they pitted dwarven babies and children with dogs. And since there were too many dogs pitted in one place, in a small confined place, and children pitted with them, they fought, and the dogs were biting each other and the children and scratching the children, and the children were being scratched by dogs. And when they grew up, they were really battle-hardened and had good blocking skill and everything. And ooh, they were like the elite dwarf forces. They were good material for soldiers then. At least that's what the forum post says. I don't know whether it was, whether it was actually an idea, or whether somebody actually realized this project. But they were thinking about it and writing quite a lot. Ah, we have a caged coyote. Okay. Ah, we can tame a coyote. Now, if coyotes could be trained for battle, that would be better than dogs, wouldn't it? Oh, I think I need to rebuild the traps. What if I rebuild the traps? I think we can proceed with steel helmets, armor, steel, helm. Oh, 0 idlers, I love that. I love it when I can have the fortress with 0 idlers. Everybody is fully busy. Now I can see you can smelt tetrahedrite again. Are lopping off their heads. Water buffalo. Ooh! How did water buffalo fight a coyote? How did the coyotes get here? Shouldn't be getting here. And these trap components, why aren't they stored? Enormous copper corkscrew, bismuth bronze ball. I guess the best thing to get them away is build another weapon trap. Bender says, find and tame some elephants on a desert Mediterranean embark would be nice. That'll make some war pets. Can they be trained for war? I don't think you can train it. Not every pet you can train for war. What happened to Dustot? Legs uncovered, feet uncovered, Dustot, Aduzol, what? Why don't you have appropriate equipment? Oh, you have now. Okay. Can your dwarves ride the boars you have into battle? No. No, there is no possibility to mount dwarves on some sort of animals. At least not yet. Stream is hanging and looks like 144p for me. Oh, I'm sorry. But it looks quite fluent for me. These tombs are a great way to spend all the mediocre quality doors. Bender says, I sell doors to caravans for that extra euro, you know. Well, I don't bother with it because hauling doors one by one to the trader's depot, I usually only haul things which are in bins, because with one hauler work capacity you haul like 25 things at once. It's much more efficient, because if I had to haul single items to the trader's depot, I could haul half the season, could be hauling. But why not? Of course, I used to sell. I remember I used to sell tattered clothes to caravans, because even if clothes are tattered, they still have like 25% of the value. If they are only once tattered with this one single lowercase x, then they have 50% of value. And if they have this big X, then they have 25%, or this. That's how I remember it. So even the most tattered clothes had like 25%. And I had once a fortress where I had a legendary clothes maker and legendary weavers, and my clothes were dyed and encrusted with gems and everything. It was marvelous. And dwarves were wearing them, of course, and after a couple of years they were worn. What to do with them? Okay, sell them back to the caravans, at least because there were such masterpiece clothes. When I atom smashed them, the clothes maker became slightly sad because I'm smashing his masterworks. Well, okay, I sold them to caravans, so that, yeah. And it was that's where I realized, ooh, so because stockpiles filters for degrees of quality, or especially in my clothes, degree of decoration quality, don't work. They never really did work, and they are broken. This feature in stockpile parameters and settings is been broken ever since. So the only way to sell the clothes were really to hand pick them from the list of clothes you had and haul them to the traders depot one by one, and that was such an effort. I mean, the caravan paid some extra coin for it, but and the clothes maker didn't get enraged because his clothes weren't destroyed but sold. Yeah, but it took so much of hauling capacity of the dwarves that I could do less, more important things. And I totally abuse the overpowered food value. If you have a master cook or a legendary cook, and you cook lavish meals made all of quarry bush leaves. I once made a forum post on Dwarf Fortress forums what the most valuable stack of quarry bush leaf roasts was, and it was over $1 million. One stack of quarry bush leaf roasts, $1 million. That's one item practically in hauling terms for trading. It's so overpowered. It's so hilarious. Of course, that was an exception. Usually you have like 5,000, 8,000 per stack of roasts if they're good quality, but 1 million, okay. Bender says worn clothes are always stored in stockpile after a while. Yes, in the refuse stockpile. They put them onto the refuse stockpile. Yes, but clean owned scattered eggs, yes, help. Yes, exactly. That's why I really like df hack, because of these commands. So I think the one guy without a job is my armorer. Oh, okay. I'll leave it at that. Paul says, my new fortress is well underway. No soil for farm plots though. Gotta try and create some. Where did you embark? No soil for farm plots? Really? There must be almost a treeless embark, isn't it? If there is no soil. Are there any trees? I can't imagine. Unless you're embarked on the top of a desert mountain or, I don't know, a seashore or something. What sort of embark is that? Send an image if you can, if you have the time. I said there was soil, but all I can find is a rock. Okay, sorry. No, it said there was soil, but all I can find is a rock. Okay. Probably one tile of soil. Well, use water then. If you have a water source, just pour water over a piece of rock, and then you have a muddy ground where you can plant. You've got shale. Ooh, bauxite. Gold and limonite, dude. Aren't you cheating? Gold and limonite? Seriously? Well, no, gold and limonite is actually quite normal. No, not quite normal, but okay. I thought it's. No. Wait, yes, isn't it? Wait. Gold and iron in one embark? You have minerals everywhere and stuff, right? Like that, right? It's like super. Because limonite is a sedimentary layer, if I'm not mistaken, and gold is a completely different stone layer. But of course, if you are on, if you have different biomes in the embark, then gold, it's igneous. And then you have limonite, which is sedimentary, yes. Igneous and sedimentary. Okay, so yeah, the site has 2 biomes. Okay, that's a lucky pick. You know, I also tried to play Dwarf Fortress with an abundance of minerals and everything, and ores. I had so many ores, it wasn't even fun. Benders. He's boasting anything but adamantine is worthless to me. I'm spoiled from this adamantine spire embark. Huh? No, adamantine spires are everywhere. Every embark of at least 4 tiles has at least 1 adamantine spire, I think. Adamantine is not rare, it's just super hard to get. Like I have tons of adamantine here, but can't get to it. I discovered it too, I think. Where's my adamantine? Here. Look at it. And really nice. What can you wish? You have the circus in here, and all this you can mine. That's quite a lot. Yeah, circus in here. Mine everywhere you want. And this, look at this. Lots of mineable, easily mineable adamantine. It's not like you would have to break into it. And or here, over here is 2. Another spire. So I've got 2 spires on my embark, which I know of. And both have quite a few mineable pieces. It's just that it's fully immersed in in magma, and yeah, it will be quite difficult to get. All right. So I take a short break. I need to go to the toilet, and then we will equip our best military dwarves with steel breastplates and steel helmets. Let me check out my squads. So, Avuz Logemrith is in melee 1. Militia captain will have no leather armor, but specific armor. Steel breastplate. What is Avalaris Lilarodom? It's an artifact armor. I wonder what it is. No, but I want steel breastplate for Avuz. Bender says that's another thing. Getting your militia set up to wear stuff. I get it to work, but it's fiddly. Yeah, you need pretty much your own uniform, which includes some clothes to wear underneath. Or you need each dwarf with really specific everything, specific every single item specifically. Paul found the soil. Yes, hooray. And a helm, specific steel helm. What is that glowing legendary drink? It's orange and pineapple mix. Juice. Orange and pineapple juice. Okay, next up is Dukim. Armor, specific armor. Steel breastplate. And steel helm. Then we have Minkot. Minkot will have also a nice steel helm. Bender says, I meant if you don't use replace clothing, Some combinations are impossible, as the dwarves will never unequip certain items even if you give them better. Unless you use replace. Well, I have replace clothing, but with that I had to include clothes in the uniform prescription, I think. So I remember that they don't use clothes if you have replaced clothing, but I have made a uniform which includes clothes to prescribe them to put on, and it's okay. It's fiddly, but it's okay. It works. And I think these starter packs of Dwarf Fortress, like Pi LNP, has some sensibly composed armors and uniforms already pre-built, which I think you can use, quite usable. Paul says, oh my goodness, I found so much soil. You can have your own stock farm there on that soil. So Minko, did he have the helm assigned, specific helm steel helm? Yes, okay. Yeah, steel breastplate, steel helm. Okay, Minkot. Next up is Meng. Zanek? Oh. I don't see Zanek here. Why don't I see Zanek in Dwarf Therapist? Is it because he's a vampire? I see Zunterkivish. But I don't see Stodir. I see different names. I see Mettob. Yes, and Sigun. And Meng, but vampires don't sleep, right? So this guy's not a vampire. It's weird. I can't find. I can't find this militia captain here. In Dwarf Therapist. Oh, but he's here. It shows he is in melee 2 rather than melee 1. That's not right, he is in melee 1. Oh, can it be that he is in both squads? He is the militia captain of squad melee 2, but he's also a member of... There's something horribly wrong here. But he certainly deserves a steel armor, so never mind that. And a steel helm. How about Meng? Oh yes, he deserves 2. About Sigun? No, Sigun, you're not worthy yet. Metop Alath deserves. Stodir does not. But Kivish certainly deserves. He's got the most kills. And then we have melee 2. Udib. Udib. Okay, let's give this guy also some steel armor. Actually, got only 3 more. Yeah, you can use the boat one. Tun, yes, Tun certainly deserves steel armor. And a steel helm. Greetings, Martinello. Olin. Nil. And that's about it. Okay. We have a caged coyote. Yes, we will tame it. Yeah, there's a stockpile error, yeah. Store item in bin, stockpile inaccessible. I wonder what it is. How can I find out which stockpile does this? Dukim. Leatherworks. That's the leather worker. He's trying to store... Oh, he's trying to make a leather boot. But the leather stockpile seems to be inaccessible, is it? No, stonecrafter. Dukim onul tate klebes. Stonecrafter. Dukim. I can't find the Dukim onul tate klebes. How do you find out where this stockpile error, or why this stockpile error occurs? Too many people holding leather boots and such. Let's hope so. Okay, I think we should mine some ores. In particular silver ores. Cute. What happens if I... it won't be open, okay. Tetrahydrite. Ooh, that's quite the vein here. Just a reminder, veins can also go across Z levels. Yes, but they don't get designated that way, do they? What is the llama doing here? Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, I think that's enough. Tanzanite. Oh, the stockpile inaccessible is a stockpile of siltstone blocks right here. I think I have a stockpile here. I showed undesignated, it's no longer necessary. And there are lots of dogs there, and maybe that makes the stockpile inaccessible. There's a wild boar right here. Paul says, thieves are stealing my wheelbarrows. And Bender is trumping him better than me. Buzzard takes my artifacts. Which reminds me of the artifact armor. Ah, and this is the artifact armor. A frilly sheep wool tunic. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It's studded with bronze and decorated with pear wood. It is made from sheep wool cloth. This object is adorned with hanging rings of sheep wool and menaces with spikes of llama wool. I think somebody did a fan art of this. Early on when I streamed this fortress, we were quite joking about this armor, or sort of artifact, frilly sheep wool tunic. Yeah, we should make more doors again. Running short of doors. There was a mason's workshop down here, yeah. Still is. Doors on repeat. Got 9 pig iron bars. Yeah, she's smelting. "19 steel bars. Hey Nagi, what about that Cessna 172? It's calling you. Didn't you say you've got some college upcoming that you won't have time to fly online? I don't know. Yeah. I wasn't flying a Cessna then. I was flying what was it called? Beechcraft. Nice Beechcraft. But yes, I should go on with some flight simulation then. What are our ammo stockpiles? stockpiles. Silver bolts. We have quite a lot of silver bolts. Just where are they stored? Ah, right here. Good. It's a good plan, but I will have my time. I will have time during January. College starts on February. Wow. No, January is too little time to get it really going. But don't worry about it. I will get back to flying. Even if you're busy with college, don't worry about that. Doesn't depend on you. Can I build a wall here? I can. That's all good. The flight simulator is really difficult to set up for me. That's what I dread most. If I think of all the hours I spend here reading and setting up things and registering and remembering my passwords, renewing my online pilot license there. It's quite a lot of time not spent gaming. That's why I hesitate to get back to it. I mean, with the old computer it wasn't much of a problem because it wasn't any good for gaming, so I didn't mind to spend some like 2 or 3 days setting things up for Flight Simulator. Reading up on certain things and stuff like that, you know. We have a finely trained coyote. So maybe we could have pastures for coyotes here. Actually, coyotes need quite a lot of pasture, don't they? We could have them here. They are roaming animals, aren't they? Why is nobody designing this bridge? Didn't think it would take all winter to reconstruct that bridge. Look how inefficient they work. I have designated too many veins to be dug at the same time. The dwarf digs one tile of vein here, then he gets to dig a tile of another vein over at the other end of the fortress. Well, these guys now work nicely. Bender says, taking off for now, I'll watch the rest later, Nagmeister. Take care and don't... take care, and here's to no cave-ins. Okay, to no cave-ins. Yeah, I think I will end it too now. It's 9:45 and I need some extra sleep. But we should make a plan for tomorrow, what to do. I've got 20 idlers again and I need a good idea how to keep my dwarfs busy. Bridge is under construction already. Perfect. Waterfall by the dining hall. Waterfall by the dining hall. Yeah, we have an aquifer. No, but I know what. We will need to take care of the ballistas. That's, I mean, waterfall is a luxury, but ballistas we need for survival. It's a good idea. Waterfall, yes. I'll probably do it once I'm really bored. But ballistas is what we need more. Wow, look, all my wood is gone. I wonder where the wood is gone. I think charcoal making. I'm making it into charcoal. Yeah, waterfall creates happy thoughts, but what use are happy thoughts if your dwarves get killed in the siege? So, to-do list. So, build proper tombs, still no ready. Steel production, ballistas, build covered pit, atoms, and still no. Silo fortresses, ballistas. Yeah. Okay, I've updated my to-do list for tomorrow. And I wish you all a good night. Thanks for watching. See you probably tomorrow. We'll play this tomorrow again. Have a good night.